What's going on, my people? Hope everybody's enjoying this fine Monday. Please make sure you check out DNKKnives.com, and if you do purchase from there, you can use this coupon code behind the edge 10, where you get 10% off and free shipping. Very much appreciated. If you're shopping for knives anyway, why not? Just check out the website. Today we're going to talk about my 5 most carried for the month of March. Now look, I understand this is a filler video, and I do my best not to just jam nonsense content down you guys' throats like you see on quite a lot of channels. They're just making videos to be making videos just for clicks and content. I try my hardest not to do that, not to just give you every unboxing. I didn't even do a video unboxing this. There's a couple reasons for that, but it's unnecessary to just, obviously I want to make content. I love talking about knives, but I can't always have something to talk about because I don't get a lot of knives. But some of the knives in this video that I'm doing are loaners from Satu Dave, and I need to send his knives back, so I wanted to at least talk about the ones I carried the most, plus a couple that I do own that I've carried quite a bit this month. Yeah, so with that being said, this is not one of them. I just put that there so y'all had something to look at. So these 5 are in no particular order at all. I've carried them just about the same as always. Carry them. I work 7 days a week, so I just carried them at work. Used them, every last one of them. I do not baby any knives. I take that back. This knife I've had for a couple weeks, and I have not used it at all because of what it is. So another knife I do baby quite a bit, and for no particular reason, is this Hinderer here, the full tie. I do carry it and I do use it, but I don't carry it at work a lot or use it because it is on bearings, for one, and for two, it's worth $600, and honestly I have no business owning a $600 knife. It takes me freaking 3 days to make $600. I shouldn't even be owning something like that. But anyway, first up, it'd be the newest edition that I've gotten recently. This is the Smok. This is the Murdoch, I call it. It is the all black crew wear distributor exclusive. This just recently dropped. It's pretty popular. Honestly, it's no different than any other Smok other than the aluminum scales, which actually don't feel like aluminum. They are, but they feel more like titanium than any aluminum I've ever felt. Really, they don't have that weird aluminum feel to them, like that matte finish. Or it feels just like titanium, and it has a crew wear blade. I love the TIN. I don't know how to pronounce that finish. It's on this coating. It is very, very good. Titanium nitride, I believe. It is very durable. I like the way it looks. It is a kind of a fingerprint magnet, but other than the ergos on this knife, it is stellar. The ergos are absolutely terrible, but I can get past that because the knife is such a good user. It is flipping fantastic. Also, a button lock is not my favorite, even though it is technically not a plunge lock. It's just a button actuated compression lock, but again, not really. I'll do a video one day explaining how this is different from a regular compression lock, because it is a little bit different. It's also got 2 detent balls. I've took one out of this one. When I first got it, the action was trash. It was flat terrible. I had to do a lot of tweaking to get this one to have good action. Not sure why it gave me so much trouble. I've owned a few Smoks in the past, never had any issues out of the action at all. This one does have a little bit different pivot than usual. It's just bigger than the very original ones. So you can't swap scales on these. But in this particular knife, I don't think I need to swap scales, because, you know, I can trick myself to thinking this is titanium because it feels like it. Overall, excellent knife. It is not centered. I never get a freaking center. I have one Spyderco that is centered out of all of them. But with that being said, their performance is second to none in this price range. So I kind of give them a pass on that. Yes, they should be centered. It's not, and there's not much. I've tried and tweak and tweak and tweak on this thing, and I just cannot get it centered. But it's not rubbing, so whatever. Anyway, Smok, the Murdoch, that's what I call it. It's excellent. Next, this is the XM-24 Hinderer. This is one of Dave's knives. I got to get sent back to him. S45. Big, beefy, beautiful. Full tie on this one. Here it is, just to give you an idea. Mine and the difference between the 18 and the 24 is quite substantial. I do prefer the 24, obviously. But man, they are expensive. They're $600 stock, and then with this extra titanium scale, it's another $200, so you're looking at $800. That's a truck payment. So obviously not everybody can afford knives like these, but it is a excellent knife. It is kind of thick behind the edge, especially getting up past this point here, but it does cut well enough, let's say. It's not the sliciest thing in the world, but it is robust and it cuts, and if you keep it nice and sharp, you can get past some of that thickness of the behind the edge. These are just not a whole lot to say about them, other than they're fantastic, and they've been a thing for a long time, and there's a good reason for it. Hinderer does an excellent job. The S45 has held up well. It's what I have on this one as well. And that's my preference when buying a Hinderer, is the S45. I'd rather have it than the 20 CV or the Magna Cut. To me, the S45 on a Hinderer just performs better than the others. That's just, again, that's an opinion. And just like anything else, everything I say in these videos is just my opinions. And, you know, if you come here to YouTube to get facts on any video, I don't see, that's just dumb in my opinion. Sorry. Next, the Military 2 Spyderco. This is the 15V version, and this is by far the one I've used the most out of this group. It's stellar. It is just amazing. This is the only one I have that is centered. Perfect blade length for me. I did swap the clip because I'm not a fan of the spoon clip, but this knife is an absolute workhorse. The 15B has been phenomenal. I have not sharpened this knife. It is still on the factory edge. And let's see. Yeah. Still flipping sharp. Still very sharp. So 15B is a tool steel that is exceptionally good at wear resistance. It will rust just like any other tool steel. The difference between the 15B and, let's say, Rex 121 or S110B is going to be that it's slightly tougher than those. You don't have to worry about the 15B as much when you're using it hard. Now, it's not a 3V. It's not a tough steel by any stretch, but it's also not bad either. I do find that this one is a little... you can't just touch it up on these triangle stones like I like to do on all my knives. When I do that, you can see white coming off of it whenever I touch it up. So I believe the steel is harder than this this triangle stone. So what I'm going to have to do is buy some some diamond triangle stones. They have them pretty much everywhere you buy Spydercos. They're like $75 for 2 of them. I'm going to have to buy some just because of this knife here and this blade steel. It is exceptionally hard steel. And under normal uses, for normal people, probably never have to sharpen this knife, really. Maybe strop it every once in a while with a good diamond emulsion. But I like to have my knives just crazy sharp at all times. And even if they are sharp, I still want them sharper for some reason. That's just me. So other than that, being, you know, kind of difficult to touch up. It's not hard to sharpen. It's just difficult to touch up with, especially those kinds of stones. You need diamonds for a steel like this. As a model, it is great. It is everything that I wish the Paramilitary 2 was, and now they got it in the Military 2. You got the compression lock, which is just battle tested. It is fantastic lock. Not my favorite aesthetically, but it works great. So I guess that's all that really matters. You can get titanium scales for these, and if I could afford them, I definitely would. They're $110, not that bad. And I may in the future, hopefully, because this knife would be much better with titanium, as would every knife, really. But the G10's fine. You know, it is what it is. Great knife, and that is my most used of March for sure. Next, we have a TFF-1 by Medford. This one is the Tanto with this beautiful hollow grind, S35VN, full tie. This milling, Predator milling, is fantastic. And for a big, beefy, giant knife, it really carries very well. You don't really notice it. This pocket clip looks crazy, but it is as good or better than even this pocket clip. Or the Hinderer. It is that good. It really is. It keeps the knife, because of how wide it is, I'm guessing, it keeps the knife stable in your pocket. So it's not doing a whole lot of rocking and carrying on for how big it is. Now, it does weigh 17,000 pounds, but you really don't notice it. And in use, even though it has near 1/4 inch, that might be 1/4 inch thick stock, this thing cuts exceptionally well. It is very thin behind the edge with this deep hollow grind. And this robust tip here, you can do some good scraping with it, but even that tip, which is crazy thick, so it'll cut. Now I did it off camera, and now it's gonna, there we go. It'll still cut phone book paper. There it went. It's just gonna try and make me look like a liar. So I've always been a proponent of keep it sharp and you don't have to worry about the geometry. But in this case, it cuts really well. Even phone book paper back here. And then up here, it'll cut, but it's not the greatest. But ergonomically, it is an absolute masterpiece. Which looking at it, you wouldn't think it would be. But it carries like a Strider, or it in use, it feels like a Strider. Kind of even looks like a Strider. Let me see. With this butt end, kind of looks like a Strider. But it is, Strider is one of the most comfortable knives in the world to hold, and this one is just great. It doesn't force you into position. You can carry back here, up here. It's on washers. Crazy good action, very smooth, very good lockup. Lots of life left on it here. Even the small stuff like a little notch cut out there for disengagement. This knife is great. I will own one of these one day. It is that good, but very expensive. So yeah, the TFF-1. A fantastic knife. I love this pocket clip too. It looks crazy. It looks wild, like it wouldn't be very good, but it actually is. Excellent retention. It's just great. Real quick, just a one I wanted to. I did carry this one quite a bit. It's not part of the 5. Just want to throw it out there. It's also full thickness Marauder and 3V. Excellent hollow grind. Very great. Very excellent, useful knife for a big one. Didn't carry it as much because this one kind of stole the show. But I wanted to, you know, throw it out there. All right. And now my favorite knife that I borrowed from Dave. A knife that I will probably never own, just because of how expensive they are and how hard they are to get. The Rosie XL. Out of all of them, now I hate to see any of them go, but this one I'm definitely going to hate to see go because it is so good. It really is. You know, I'm not a person that just follows the leader when everybody says how good something is. This really is good. Just like the TFF-1 is an ergonomic masterpiece. It just has that grip that's just perfect. Very thin, tall blade. I like the tallness of it. Definitely not a hard use knife, but I would not shy away from use whatsoever. And that no prying whatsoever, but any kind of cutting, I wouldn't shy away from it at all. 20 CV, very lightweight for its size. Pocket clip is not great going in and out of my pockets anyway, but it's not bad either. That's probably my only thing I didn't care for was the pocket clip, but it looks good. It works, but like you got to really kind of tug at it to get it out of your pocket. But other than that, it is phenomenal user. And what's really a shame is a lot of these probably never get used because they are so damn expensive. They're $1,000 table price, but on the secondary they can just go for wild prices. It is an American made. It's considered a custom, but I'm like Dave, it's really more of a high-end production because it's all made by machine. There's nothing on this knife that was made by hand. The grinds are fantastic. It's super thin all the way up to your fairly thin stock thickness, about I would say the same as the, actually it's thinner than the paramilitary. Don't have any calipers on hand, so great knife. Hate to see it go because I know there'll probably never be another one on my table, but it is what it is. Milling's great. Thank you, Dave, for the opportunity to check them out. I very much appreciate it. I will get these sent back very shortly, and here are, there they are. That's what I've carried the most. So probably coming for April, I'll probably be carrying the same knives other than the ones I'm sending back. Probably put this Strider through some paces. It is basically brand new. It's got some really late lockup. I'm probably going to have to address one day. The action is not good. It is centered and the lockup's strong, but that late lockup's driving me crazy. Anyway, that'll probably be carried a lot in April. That is all I got on this one, guys. Remember, this entire video is just my opinions, and if you come searching for facts on YouTube, you have lost your flipping mind. Make sure you go to each other, love each other. Remember, life is too short to be a dumb cunt. Later.